So welcome to Everyone Can Create music session, Create with Kasia. Thank you for coming and joining us. Like few of you have been here before. My name is Kasia Durza and I teach at Mariana as well Elementary School in Chicago, right by Midway Airport. I am a STEM educator, K through 8. I teach a variety of curriculums and Everyone Can Create is one of them. And like I was mentioning to you guys, music is actually like not my forte. I love listening to music, but making music and singing, nope. So when I was actually creating this workshop, I was learning how to do this myself. So please bear with me, but I think I got to learn how to do it. So I think you guys will come out of something that you can use. They can be used with students, they can use with classroom or even for personal stuff. So yes, we're going to get started right away. And actually we're gonna start with like a quick mini activity that we're gonna end up using for today's Garageband session. So what I would like you to do is on a piece of paper or in your notes app on your iPad, if you can just write down, well, obviously your name. This is just for something we're going to be using. And then what's your favorite animal and what's your favorite type of movies? What are your favorite kind of movies? So your animal and movies. Like it doesn't have to, like you don't have to tell me the title of the movie, just like genre of movies. Your favorite type of animal. So I'm Kasia, and my favorite animal is a tiger, and I love watching action movies. So since there is, oh, is that the same thing as you, Sydney?
Yes, it's the exact same thing as me.
Well, that's great. I don't see a problem with that. So you shared yours already. So Mia, you said?
Yes, my name is Mia. My favorite animal on the spot is a lion, and my favorite genre of film is sci-fi thrillers.
Wonderful. And Katie?
Katie, an elephant, and I would say like horror thrillers.
Okay, wonderful. So we're actually we're gonna keep this in mind for what we're gonna do in a little bit. And we're gonna get started with our objectives for today. So since all of you have been to our workshops, you already should have Seesaw downloaded and access, so I'm not gonna go into that. So we're gonna spend more time on GarageBand, but we are going to use it today to share our work and upload our work. And then I am going to go over Everyone Can Create music book. And because you have attended our workshops before, I'm actually gonna kind of dive a little deeper into the music book today, just so that for the purpose of this, you don't need to see all of the books. You can just focus on the one for today, since we all know how they work. And then I'm gonna do a little GarageBand demo. And we're going to do activities from the book and combine it into our mini project that we're going to have time for. Talk about how you can integrate it in your classroom with things that you can do with your students. And if you have any questions at the end, we'll have time for that. So that sounds good. I'm going to go right, and we are all joined in, so I don't think we need this information. So I'm going to go right into the books. So let me go into my iPad. Let me switch screens. Okay. And I'm going to go to the books. Now you should have the teacher guide downloaded. What I'm actually in is the student guide for what we're going to be doing today. But the teacher guide, let me just quickly go over. It has the 4 books in, excuse me, 4 books in all together in the teacher guide. So you have the drawing, which we had a workshop on yesterday. We've done a photo workshop and all the photo activities, video, and the last one is music. So in here in the teacher guide, you actually have, the objectives, what's included as part of this project, and then you have that main project that the students have at the end, and then integration ideas. And then it goes into the second lesson. So today we're going to work on the first lesson or the first objective from the book, which is called recording a podcast. Now we're actually lucky because about 2 weeks ago, Apple updated these books. So they released a brand new version for the music book. Like the other ones, they did some tiny tweaks, but this one they did a big update to. So the one I actually had downloaded like a week ago, like I had to upload a new one because there was changes. The content didn't really change crazy much, but like the lessons did and like the flow of the lessons. So before actually, and I think this is kind of important because before they had live loops first, which I think it takes a little bit more knowledge of how to like navigate through GarageBand itself to even do live loops. So like going just to podcasting and like using the microphone makes more flow and better sense for using GarageBand and learning how to do it. So today we're going to be actually working on recording a podcast. And what comes to mind when you think of a podcast? Maybe you can write in your chat right now. What comes to mind? When you hear a podcast, what do you think? Let me close the door. Anybody can share with us when you say podcast, what do you think comes to mind? Katie, you wrote information, entertainment, so something that you listen to learn something. Can you explain that?
So I tend to listen. I have a bit of a commute to work, so I tend to listen to them on the way to work, and just different genres of podcasts, whether it's a teaching one or just like a thriller one that's nonfiction or fiction, whatever. And then also I have a lot of conversations with friends comparing what you're listening to and looking for recommendations. So almost like a book club, but a podcast club.
Yeah, definitely. That's one way of talking about podcasts. That's what it is. And Mia?
Yeah, so I typed verbal blogging. I used to commute, used to have an hour commute and wanted to listen to podcasts and have yet to find one that sticks. But I think that's more about my lack of coffee. By the time in the time of day, I decide to listen to it. So
we usually think about it like it's some sort of like radio, or you're listening to entertain or to inform. Like I think we're all agree with that. So actually, that's what my initial thought was too when it's like podcasting. But podcasting is any like verbal story. So it like it, and it can be for any type of entertainment, for information, for anything. So when students are actually learning about podcasting in the books, it's more about being able to learn how to tell a story, how to narrate a story, how to say a story, and how to record that. So let me go to the student music book, which will show you all the different activities students are going to learn in order to be able to record a podcast. So in this section, there are actually 3 activities, and we're going to go through them today, and we're going to record our podcast. I've never recorded a podcast or a story on GarageBand, let alone maybe like on my voice memo or something like that. So we're going to learn how to do that. So there are 3 activities, and we're going to follow through actually the book and do them together. So the first activity, we're going to learn how to record our voice on the iPad in GarageBand. Then we're going to learn, I'm going to skip through, and figure out how to add what are Apple loops and like how to use those to enhance our story, to make our story more vivid, to make it come through life a little bit. And then finally, we're going to learn how to edit. And it says as edit an interview, but we're just going to learn how to edit like our voice recording, what we say and include. Okay, so does that sound good? And what I'm going to do is I was trying to think of the best way of doing this. And I actually just following what the book says. So like, it's really well written and I was going to redo it myself. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm just going to follow, we're going to learn together. So the first thing, and I'm going to be kind of going between the book and GarageBand, because I can't have two things open, I think, for you guys to see both. So I kind of have like be going in between. But if you have the book open somewhere, that will be helpful too for you to see. So the first thing is we're actually going to go into GarageBand. So I am going to close this for a second. And I'm going to find GarageBand on the bottom. It's this guitar. I'm going to tap on it. Now, when you tap on it, most likely, like it will say welcome if you've never opened GarageBand. And then it will be blank in here. And you should have on top right a plus sign. Do we have that? Does everybody have that? Yes. Okay. So we're going to tap on that plus sign. And what's actually in the book, it tells you to do the same thing. It says setting the stage, create a new project, swipe to the audio recorder, and then tap voice. So I'm going to do that. Tap fun and tap OK. So on this little iPad, what's really neat is it actually tells you all these steps, like step by step with images, what you should see on your screen. Which when I was learning how to do this, that's what I was making sure that it has the same thing. So let me go into my GarageBand, and you should have it on audio recorder. Now there's a lot of different things in here, and it can be very overwhelming because you're like, there's too many instruments. I don't know how to play any of them. So I'm just gonna click on voice. And like they say, go to fun, which stands for function, or just fun, I think, or both. And it says point your iPad towards the sound you want to record. So actually, good tip for you, the sound on the iPad, the microphone is very close to the camera. I didn't know that. So that's like when you talk, let me talk right now, you can see the green is going really high. And then if I'm on this side, it's not going as high because that's not where the microphone was. So you kind of have to have, you don't want to be speaking too close to it. Like at an assembly at school when the principal goes too close with the microphone, you can't hear anything. You kind of have to just want to be in the middle. So when you talk, your voice should kind of go into the middle. It shouldn't be going too high because then your recording is going to be too loud. Okay. And so I have that. Now let me go back into here, and it says tap fun and then tap OK. So I'm here, I click OK. So I'm going to click OK. Now then it says to tap on the metronome, which I had no idea what that was, but that's that clicker sound. Like, do you know what I'm talking about when they have like notes and the counting notes? So that's what that is. So we actually are going to turn it off, because if we don't turn it off, and if we talk through the microphone, the clicker is going to keep going. And I did that mistake. So I'm going to avoid that mistake now. And I'm going to make sure that it's the blue is turned off. So far, so good? Okay. Now, I know there's a lot of cool different things, and I'll talk about
Can I interrupt for a minute? Sorry.
Yes,
I came a little bit late. Which book are you using?
We're using the Everyone Can Create music book.
Okay.
So not even the teacher guide, I'm going step by step in the student book for music.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Oh yeah, of course. And we just opened GarageBand, so you're not far behind. So now it says, create a section with adjustable length. So tap the song section button plus, tap section A, turn on automatic, then plus again and close it. So where do I go to do that? So I'm gonna skip through here and be able to see, that's where I go. So I'm gonna do a plus on the top right here. You see my pointer? And then I'm going to make sure that it's, excuse me, that it's on section A, and it should say automatic. So I'm going to change to automatic. And then tap to close it again. I'm sorry if I'm going like between, but I want to be able to see the sound. I can also, if I want to have the book open, it's just going to make my screen a little smaller, so I want you guys to be able to see it. But I can also hold the book and have it like on the side and have it. It's just a little smaller. If that makes it easier, I'll leave it like that. I might have to be closing it a little bit in between. So I turn that off, and then I can zoom in to see what the directions are. So that's helpful too for your students to do that, to have the book open so they don't have to go between the two apps. And then it talks about adjusting the voice level, which I just talked about right before. So place the iPad microphone close to your mouth and speak in natural voice. Adjust the in slider to the green line jumps about halfway. So as I'm talking, like, it doesn't get really higher than the halfway, which is what I want. I don't want to be too loud. So make sure that yours is adjusted properly. All right, and I think I did that. Okay, oops. All right, so now we're going to the next page, which is as record your voice. Now here it says record your voice to the question, what do you love about music? So we're actually not going to use that question. We're going to use what we said in the beginning. We're going to say our name, our favorite animal, and what kind of movies you like to watch. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. And I'm going to tap record, wait till the clicker goes down, and then I'm going to speak to the microphone, not super loud, and then I'm going to press stop. And the record button is right here, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate, and I'll give you a minute to do that as well. Hi, I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love watching action movies. Okay, now if I want to hear what that sounded like, I can press play. Hi, I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love watching action movies. Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute to do that right now.
Hi, Kasia, quick question.
Yes.
Let's say I didn't like what I just recorded.
Yes.
How would I hypothetically delete it?
No, great question. So on the top, you see the back arrow? So that just goes back whatever step you did. It's like same like in any other application. Yeah.
Thank you.
Are we almost done? Yes? Okay. So again, it tells you here too, if you don't like it, tap undo to delete it, try the recording again. Now we're gonna add some voice effects. So you can use the controls in Garageband to change the sound of your voice, even after you've recorded it. So I know we all wanna go click on the chipmunk.
Hi, I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. I I love watching action movies.
And your kids are probably gonna do this, you know, but that's, you know, it's normal. But I'm gonna stay on the microphone, and I'm actually gonna go to studio. And right now it's set as lead vocals. So if I tap on that, I can hear the vocals as a different type of recorder. And I'm gonna change it to narrator, like somebody telling a story. And then I'm gonna press play to hear what that sounds like. Hi, I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love watching action movies. Now, if I were to click on like, hi, I'm Kasia. Sorry. If I were to click on, let's see, maybe heavy distortion or, actually there was a fun one in there. No. Let's see, look at this one. My favorite animal is a tiger. It sounds a little bit different, right? Action movies. So for the purpose of this, hi, I'm Kasia. We're gonna keep it as a narrator. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love watching action movies. This sounds the most like somebody telling a story. So basically today in our podcast, we're going to create some sort of a story about us. We're recording our name, what our favorite animal is, and our type of movies. But this can be used, and we'll talk about how we can use this, like how can this be applied to anything we do. So let's move on with our activity, because this is just activity 1 out of 3. So now that I am happy with my narrator and I followed all the steps, I'm gonna click done where the narrator was. And then all I'm going to do, actually I'm gonna turn this down. I'm going to go to on the top, do you see those bars? So I'm gonna go where the bars are and I'm gonna tap on it. And right now we've recorded our first thing into our podcast. So we're recording voice over pretty much into here. So think of it, have you ever done like a iMovie and you had like layers of things added? So this is just like it, except with voice and sounds and noises. So now that we have our audio recorder, we're gonna be able to edit it in a little bit, and then we're gonna be able to add other voices and other things into it. And I'm gonna show you all that by following the book. So we have finished that. We have tapped on the tracks view button, which is step number 7. We tapped on my songs. So actually, we're gonna stay in here, so we don't need to like exit out of it. We're gonna do activity 2 right now, following it. But normally, if you like you didn't have enough time with your students, you would go back and save it. It's just going back and clicking on the page, and then it says my song right here. So all I would do is I would hold it, and then I would click rename. So if you want to do that right now, you can. I'm just gonna write Kasia. That's it. Okay, but I'm gonna go back to it because we're gonna keep working in it. So now we're gonna use Apple loops and figure out what they are to enhance our story. So in here, there is Apple has like pre-recorded sounds and noises and backgrounds and tracks, and they have it for you to use. And Apple loops is basically like you can loop it as many times as you want, you can use it and input it how you want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow these directions. So I'm gonna go to the little loop icon at the top right. Does everybody see that? And this box will pop up. And in the direction, actually asks us to download additional Apple loops. So there's like basic ones that they give you, and then you can get more different sounds, different ways of doing this. So somebody asked me on the chat, sorry, it says they have different directions because that's the older book. So the new book was released about a week or 2 ago, so you might have to update the book in the Apple store. I was mentioning that in the beginning, Connie. So yes, all right, so I'm gonna click on get more Apple loops. And in here, these are all the different like packages of like different sounds and sound effects that they have. and it's asking us to download the toy box. So I'm gonna click on toy box, and I actually downloaded it already, but all you're gonna do is you're gonna have to click on download. Okay, so tap download. This toy box has a lot of effects that students can use in their stories and that we are going to be able to use in our stories. So these are just like additional sound effects. So once that downloads, you're going to press done. Okay. And if it's taking a minute, that's okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add some additional my voice recording. So I'm going to add some background to here. So if I'm going to go to the loops, Apple loops again, I'm going to tap on it. And in here, it actually, you get to look through different instruments, genres, even descriptions. Like I put dark, I'm going to unselect it right now. So you can, there's like so many, if you swipe through, there's so many different sounds. So let's say I want like a, maybe, let's see, melodic. How do you pronounce that? Melodic. And it's going to show me different sounds that would go, that would have that sort of genre in it, or that sort of, tone to it. So let's see, I'm just gonna click on, let's see, what does that sound like? Okay. Maybe not that one. And if I don't see something I like, maybe I can put in the search box, I can put like happy. Let's see if something comes up. Okay, so these are just sounds actually from the toy box that I downloaded. So maybe that's not what I want. Let me go back to genres and do, let's see, chill wave. Okay. Better than the first one. Oh, I like this. Okay. Now, do you see the sound? So you can slide it how loud you want this to be. So I don't want this to be really loud, so I'm going to pick that. And if I want to add that into my song, all I'm going to do is take my finger and I'm going to hold it and drag it over. And I dragged it over. Let me move my book away for a second. Oops. Sorry guys, there we go. Now you notice it's like starting not where the voice is starting. So all I can do is I'm going to hold it and just push it all the way to the beginning. So now, if I press play. Hi, I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love watching action movies. So you see how now I have a background. I have to press stop because it's going to keep playing. So now I have a background noise. Now, if I just want to see what that sounds like in total without the voice, I'm going to use my finger and swipe this to the right. And now it shows me like the sounds that I can hear. And I can adjust how loud the guitar is or my microphone. So let's see. I'm going to press play now. It's now louder. Tiger. I love watching action movies. So you can't like fade it out as my voice is talking, at least not that I've learned how to do yet. But you can change the microphone so that the noise, the back theme song is quieter, okay? So now I am going to actually go back into the book because what am I supposed to do next? What's the next step? Okay, so I added that. I added some loops, and they tell you that you can look for atmospheres like forest floor. It's like a very quiet jungle feel. You can pick whatever you want. So I'm sure during the time that I've been talking, you guys found something that you liked and added to your library of sounds. Okay, so we did that. We added auditioning some loops. Now we added a loop. So I have added it. Now they're showing it, like let's say you picked a sound that was not as long as your voice recording. So they're telling you what to do. So you can drag it and actually you can loop it so that you want to loop it multiple times over the time. Does anybody have a question about that? No, we're good? Okay. So now, that's another step they're saying. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually find sounds and add a few more layers to it. And I'm gonna find a tiger sound. And I think all the animals that you guys said actually exist in a toy box. I'm 99% sure. So what am I gonna do next? I'm gonna go to the loops again. And I'm going to find tiger. And actually, I have to unselect chill because I don't think tiger is very chill. And now there's all the different tiger noises. Let's see. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I like that one. So I'm gonna hold it and drag it and put it in the beginning right now. And actually, you can move it anywhere you want it. So I know based on the sound waves over here, this is where I talked about my name, this is where I talked about animal, and this is where I talked about the movie. So I'm gonna actually drag it to right almost where I'm finishing talking about the animal. See how I'm holding and dragging it? So let's see if that's gonna work. And I'm gonna pull the slider back. Hi, I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love watching action movies. So now you notice why I had that little pause between when I spoke my interview, but that doesn't mean you have to record your voice if you didn't have enough. I'm gonna show you how to split your voice in just 1 second too. So if you like talked really fast and have it all in one, in 3 sentences, you can split your audio recorder. So let me do that because some of us might have done that. So all I need to do is tap on it. And do you see where it says split? Now, the little scissors are gonna come out and it's asking me where I wanna cut it. So I'm gonna cut here. I'm gonna go down and cut it. And then, do you see how it cut it right there with the scissors? And then I can cut it again. So I'm gonna tap this and I'm gonna split it. And now I'm gonna put the scissors after the, when I talk about the tiger. And I'm just gonna pull it down by cutting something. And now I have 3 audio recordings that I can actually move around. So if I wanna have a bigger, longer space between the sounds, I can have that. So now let's see if that gives me a little bit more leverage of being able to move things around and not have the voice overlap. I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. Okay, I think that's gonna be good. And you know what, I think my voice is kind of quiet. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. Hi, I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love watching action movies. Okay, so I think you understand what the last part is gonna be. I'm gonna find some sort of a sound that's going to match the action movies. So I'm gonna go to loops. And then instead of tiger, let's see, action. Maybe like a police car. Oh look, all these different police car sounds. Okay, I like this last one. So I'm gonna add it and I'm gonna put it under that third or right at the end of that third recording with my voice. And you notice how the sound is ending right here. So I'm gonna pull on it and actually loop it, or sorry, not pull on it. I'm gonna tap on it and click loop. And now you see it's starting again. So if your sound wasn't long enough for your recording, you can tap on it and click loop. And click loop. You want to repeat it. So now let's listen to this. Hi, I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love watching action movies. I might need to move it a little bit. Hi, I'm Kasia. Love watching action movies. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I have my 3 sounds, or my 2 sounds and my theme. So I could have added the sounds, the transportation actually in another loop if I wanted to. So I don't have to have that in the same line that I have my tiger, but it can be in a different line. It can be in the same on a different line. So any questions so far? I'll let you play and find one. So actually, activity 3 in the book is called Edit and Interview, which I already showed you how to do. It's basically being able to split and cut voice in between. So we just did that. So I'll remind you how to do that again if you need to split something. So you just tap on whatever audio you want to edit, tap on it, click split, and then wherever you don't want it, you pull on it and cut down. And now it's split. Now let's say I don't want that part because it's just empty voice. I can tap on it and I can delete it. So is anybody, actually we're all going to share ours in CISO. So let me know in chat if you need another minute or so, or if you're ready to show me how to, for me to show you how to save it. Okay. And it tells you in the book, like learning about trimming the silence. So that's what I just did. I deleted the silent part. Here I can do the same thing. If I don't want that silence, I'm gonna cut it out and then tap on it and delete it. And now I just have the sound of me talking. Now this is helpful, like when the kids record something longer, or even when they make mistakes and they want to cut something out. Okay, so let's see, I think that's where, make sure you're happy with the sound of each track, like that, make sure that your tiger is loud enough and that your police siren is loud enough or whatever you're using by using these sliders. Okay, are you ready to share? Okay, so I am going to tap on the top and I'm gonna go back to the page on the top left. Oh, you know what? No, this is not done yet. Okay, go back to it. We didn't record it. We got to record it. Right now it's just us playing with sound. So we haven't recorded the song yet. We have our voice recorded into the song, but we haven't recorded the song yet. So we have to record the song. I'm going to show you how to do that. Very simple. So I'm going to go back. I'm actually going to turn off the book. I don't need it right now. Come on, go away. There we go. Okay, so you see the record button on the top? So I'm going to grab the slider and make sure that I'm at the beginning. And then I'm going to press record, and then I'm going to press stop. Hi, I'm Kasia. My favorite animal is a tiger. I love watching action movies. Okay, and I stopped it. Oh wait, did I just mess it up? I might have messed it up. Let's see. Do we have to record it? Maybe it's recorded right. Okay, let's try it. If you recorded it, just go back. It might be saved already as a song. Like I said, I was learning how to do it too. So I think it's recorded without recording it. But if not, we can go and click back if you did it. So let's go back to the page for the song. And then You should have renamed it. If you didn't, it's not a big deal. And then I'm gonna actually hold it. And now one of the options is to share it, okay? So I'm gonna click on share. And I'm gonna share it as a song. Yeah, I don't think I needed to record that. So I'm gonna share it as a song. You can create a ringtone for your phone. You can share your project with another person. But I'm gonna click as a song. And whatever they have selected here, high quality, my artist information, I'm gonna get a Grammy for this. And I'm gonna click on share. Now remember how we have Seesaw here? So nice. I can share it straight to Seesaw. Make sure that you're logged into Seesaw, that you haven't logged out. Now, Connie, I don't know if you're on Seesaw. That was in the beginning of our session. So I can give you a code to join Seesaw so that you can be able to post your song. I'll give it to you in just 1 second. And then I'm gonna pick my name. And that's how easy it is to share songs. So kids can make this, post it, and then like, because you might have a lot of students using iPads, let's say we're back in the classroom and we're all using this, you can delete songs later and you still have a copy of their song. They can't edit it, they can't like upload it or download it again from Seesaw back to GarageBand. But now, if I go into Seesaw, oh, Sydney, look at you, you already uploaded. Let's approve it. Okay. I might have to slide to make sure. Connie, if you want to download Seesaw, this is the code to enter to be able to log in. And maybe we can put it in the chat. Mia, could you put it in the chat?
Does it have to be a space between the Y and the I?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, let me see if I need to approve anybody else. Sydney, do you mind if we play yours?
I don't mind.
Okay.
It's the same as yours though. Not the exact same, but the animal and the movie.
But it's your voice, it's not my voice, which makes it different.
It's true.
Hi, my name is Sydney. My favorite animal is a tiger, and I love watching action movies.
Very good, very nice. Anybody else wants to upload? Oh, there we go. Well, you even added like a cover to this, or no? Or did it just upload it by itself?
I didn't know how to upload it as an audio file, so
I'm Mia, and my favorite animal is a lion. And my favorite movie genre is sci-fi thriller.
Very good, very nice. Katie, do you have something for us?
My iPad internet just went out, so no.
Oh, no. Okay.
It's not communicating well right now.
But you can always upload it later because we have like a collection of things now.
Okay.
So here are our projects, which you're like, wow, this is a podcast. This is a way of recording, you know, something about us. I'm going to show you a project that actually Apple shares in their book. How do I make this big? There we go. Close it. So this is actually what they show, and I thought this is like a really good, will give you an understanding of how can this be applied into the classroom more versus just like, who am I? So just listen to this really cute, short story.
Sometimes I like to imagine where I would live if I could live anywhere in the world. Would it be on a farm? Or maybe somewhere more exotic, like the jungle.
And it goes on for a long period of time, but this gets you like thinking, wow, like so many things that kids can do with this. Telling stories, creating alternative endings to books, and doesn't just have to be literacy. So let me go back to my keynote, which we did all this. And let's look at those integration ideas they have for this specific project. And as I'm going to go through them, I want you to think about some of the ways that you could integrate this with your content that you're teaching with your students. So let's talk about math connections. Create a podcast about solving a math problem that they encountered in an everyday situation. Introduce the concept behind the problem, then explain the steps and skills needed to solve it. So let's say for those students who are having a hard time writing things out, but they're processing in their head and just like want to say it out loud, they can record it. Yes, they can record it in Seesaw voice recordings or other ways as well. But I think being able to do that and like talk to it and maybe adding some, you know, sound effects to it will make it more cool for them and make them want to be able to do it. Let's think about history and social studies, creating a commemorate an important invention in history by creating a 30-second radio commercial. Like that would be so cool to make a little infomercial or commercial that, you know, they hear commercials every day on everything, but be able to create one. Like now you becoming a creator, not just a user of that technology. Interview from the past, you know, pretend, you can do it in like pairs. Pretend you're interviewing somebody from like a historical fiction character, or I mean, historical character. There's so many different things that they show. Science reports, interview a scientist in the community and how they do research, use loops to add transition between sections, coding, public service announcement, even social emotional stuff. Like sometimes kids want to write, a lot of times kids want to write journals, or we'll ask them to like write how you feel about something so they can talk instead of writing, because maybe they don't like writing, you know, but they can talk about it. So giving them option, I think these are some ideas they have, but I would love for you guys to come off mute and share and share it ideas. You don't even have to go in a chat. You can just share them out loud.
Can I ask a question instead of sharing an idea?
Yes.
So is there a way to update the current book that I have, or I just have to delete that book and get a new one?
No, you can update it. If you go to books,
Okay.
and if you go to, I'll show you quickly. And if you go to the library, you should, on the right side, you should have a update button, and you should be able to click on the books that you want to update.
Are you using an iPad? What device are you using?
That's my laptop.
Oh.
Yes.
Cool. So I'm on an iPad and I don't see that, but I'll look around for it.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay.
No problem. Anybody wants to share some integration ideas?
Thinking like an advertisement jingle for persuasive writing, or just kind of get your opinion across in a fun way.
Or even if you were doing like beginning of the year introductions, I mean, if we're introducing each other through virtual platforms, it would be cool to, you know, to have kids be able to like introduce themselves this way. Be fun.
Yeah, especially the kids who don't want to use video. Like I had classes with 50 students and like 2 would go on video, you know, and it's like, ugh, it's like you want to see them because that's how you need that interaction. Like, so it's definitely will be helpful if you can at least, you know, they can pre-record, like you don't even have to do it live.
Sydney has an idea.
You can share with
I was thinking of projects that I did recently and maybe using a podcast style to walk through a website, overlaying it like to a website idea.
Yeah, no, definitely. Or like how to do something and do like a how-to story. If you attended like a clips video, like a video session or the clip session, we talked about like how-to stories. This can be explained in a verbal way too. You can even like record things in GarageBand and then put them in your clips, in your videos. So you can record sounds and all that. Yeah, those are great ideas. And I know like it's a lot, like when you open GarageBand, it's like a lot of different things, but I think like focusing on one at a time and how the book kind of was guiding me step by step was really helpful, because when I click on plus and I see all these things and all these buttons and like this is overwhelming. Another one that they do really good lesson on, which was my backup plan if we didn't do these stories, was live loops. So if you're actually, and I'm not going to do it now obviously, but in live loops and learning how to just like play with sounds and music, it's very like kid friendly, the lesson is, and like this, and like getting that sound and music introduced, and they can record their own sounds in there as well. So that's a really good one that's in the book, and I think that's in like lesson 4 or something like that. So any other questions, ideas? Okay, well, I hope you got something out of it. I know like I was really nervous about doing this one actually, because I was just learning about GarageBand too, but it's like step by step, and I think there's so many uses of it that I can think of going back to school, and I hope this was very helpful for you guys, and if not, let me know too, and I'll figure out what to change for next time. So thank you so much.